How's it going, everyone? In my previous videos, I mentioned I was getting coaching, and I want to dive in a little bit more deeper in that. I thought it would be useful to explain what really coaching is and what I think and what I've experienced as someone who is receiving coaching. And the main purpose of me wanting to get coaching, and I've had two types, or 2 seasons, I shall say, 2 times that I received coaching. Currently, how I run my life at the moment is I do my best to be a better person every day. That's the intention. I do my best to be a better man, a better I do my best to be a better man, a better human being every day. At least do my best. Try to be. I don't know, whatever. And I made that decision when I was going through a tough time. I was going through a really rough patch, and I think I mentioned that in the first video, where I went to Germany and got into the car crash, and I was really downhill and shit like that. So after I came back home during that time, I made a decision where I just, you know what, I'm already at Mount Lowest. I can only go up from here. So, and it's the past 6 years. It's been quite a journey. Quite a journey. Yeah. Now I think about it, I am like a complete different person since then. So, anyways, why I wanted to get coaching. So the first time I got coaching was because. So what I'll do, I'll say. So I'll say the phrase of the main goal, and I'll break it down. So the first time I got coaching was to save my marriage or save my relationship with my girlfriend at the time. And when I was going through that coaching, in hindsight, it was basically I was getting coaching for increasing my self-esteem at the time, because I was someone who had a lot of mother issues. I went through some narcissistic mother and abuse. You can check that in my second vlog video. So I went through a lot of crap when growing up, and the coaching that I got was basically to just get my mojo back, basically just getting my confidence back in myself, because during that relationship I was pretty much being abused, emotionally abused again. Like when I say again, from my mother and from that relationship, that girlfriend, and I was tolerating that abuse. But that's a whole nother story, and that's where therapy comes in. But the coaching I got was basically getting my mojo back, doing some inner work, and getting to know me, like getting to having a better relationship with myself. And that's what really started, what really kicked off my journey. Just getting that confidence and just feeling good within your own skin, just being solid. And yeah, thanks to my coach at the time, he really helped me. And what really was so comforting, was so just really made me feel just good and relaxed, and I don't know, it just made me feel good, was that here was someone who went through what I was going through, came out of it in a big way, in a positive way, came out of it as a stronger person. What really made me feel good was someone who actually understood me and actually know what I was going through, know what the feelings that I was feeling. and was able to just prompt me in a certain direction and just have a sense of how to guide me towards a certain path. Because when you're trying to help someone, you kind of get a sense of like, maybe this person is not ready for this direction. Maybe I have to steer this person to another direction, and that person is more receptive, more likely to go towards that direction, because they just can't go to this way, can't go that way, so maybe they'll go that way. So, big thing for me was being heard and understood. That was a big thing for me, and that's in general because I was someone in my childhood who wasn't heard and understood. So, so for me, like being heard and understood is a big thing for me. Yeah. And after that first coaching, I came out of it definitely a stronger person, but definitely not healed. You know, and I believe like healing doesn't stop. There's always going to be stuff that will just come up, and it just makes you feel like ugh, you feel hurt, and yeah, it just, I don't know, stuff will come up, and you realize like, oh, that's unresolved. I gotta look into that. So, and this come around the coaching like I'm currently getting is the second time. Is I wanted to work on my mother issues. And when I say my mother issues, I mean the things that happened during my childhood still affects me to this day when I'm 31. I wanted to work on that so that I can let go of behavior patterns or let go of ideas or yeah, habits, behaviors that don't serve me anymore, so that I can grow up as a more mature man, young man, human being, you know? This kind of work that I've been doing past like 6 months has been really damn powerful for me, because I realize there are a lot of things I didn't realize before I started this work. And I've gained so much knowledge and tools that has helped me become a more mature man, and less as a immature and less of a child. Because you probably know this as you're watching this, like you may know people in your life that some people just still act like children. Even as like a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60, they still act like children. And that's because maybe they just went through a lot of crap in their childhood and just never got to address it. And I made a decision where I don't want to be like that. I want to be a really solid dude. And I want to be the best husband, best father one day, and just be the best guy I can be. I lost a few friends, you know. When I say lost, I have good friends who passed away. And one in particular, well, not one, but those friends who passed away, they made me realize that life is very short. As I spoke about in my in my first vlog, I talked about, you know, I almost died. Compounded with those experiences, you know, life is short, and I want to make the most out of this life. And I want to do my best to try to make the world a better place, you know? So going back to the coaching, it has really made me feel more solid within myself. reinforcing the confidence within myself. And coaching can only go so much. That's why I also seeked out therapy to work on the mother wounds or mother issues that I currently have. I'll talk about what therapy is all about in another video. So I'll summarize what coaching I received. So first one, I wanted to save my marriage, right? Which ended up being having a better relationship with myself. Coaching two was basically, I want to work on my mother issues, which is again, having a better relationship with myself and receiving more tools so that I can help myself manage myself. Sorry, let me say that again. And receive more tools that I can take with me, so that if I start to go back to my old habits, I can manage myself better. Yeah. Tools. Psychology tools, right? So then I'll explain what a coach really does, or what is a coach. A coach is someone who has done the work, who understands what it's like to be in your shoes, and that someone is willing to show you the way on how they went through it. But they don't tell you what to do. They want to suggest things that may benefit you. And it's similar to therapy. As a person who's getting coaching, you're explaining what you're currently going through and explaining what you're feeling. A coach is someone who listens and understands you. Going down a level, they help you in a way that helps guide you where you want to be, and they can share tools and information for you so that you can take in or don't. They help you navigate how to move forward. That is what a coach basically does. It has been really helpful for me because I felt like I couldn't really talk to anyone at the time because I felt like I was alone. Alone in the sense of like the current issues that I'm currently dealing with. I feel like no one really understands me, and I didn't know if there was like a way forward until I started to seek out for help, and until I found my coach, realize this guy knows what he's doing because he has done the work. He been through what I've been through or going through, and he knows how to help me. Of course, as a coach, he is limited to what he can do because he's not a therapist. He or she is not a therapist. They don't have formal training as a therapist, and they can't prescribe anything to you. They're just someone who just is experienced and just went through it and knows and came out of it as a stronger person, and they just want to share what they've learned and hope that what they've learned will help another person. That is what a coach is. And in another video, I'll explain what a therapist is as someone who's receiving therapy, because I believe that's important as well. One of the benefits of receiving coaching, I think the best thing for me is to have that one person who knows what you're going through, who understands you, someone who listens to you, someone who listens to me, understands me. I believe that's the most beneficial in all of coaching. But what also is beneficial is that coach is providing you tools that when you are ready, that you decide to take on, and you can carry it with you so that you can move forward with. It has helped me a lot. I am a different man, a better man, because I am receiving the coaching that I am getting. And I'm so grateful that I decided to get coaching because I know that I wouldn't be able to do this alone, be able to just search on the internet and just learn. I believe that having someone who can see you outside of you, someone who external can see you, because when you're within yourself, you have all these thoughts in your head and all the feelings. It's just really great to have someone to have a different perspective and be able to tell you things from a different angle. And that's why getting coaching is really valuable to me. However, I need to be careful on who I pick because I'm paying this person, right? And it is expensive, and you're putting money towards something is an investment, and I need to make sure that who I invest in is going to help me for my specific goal. And if you're looking for a coach, just take your time with it and have a introduction session with that person, because that's what I got from my coach. Him and I need to make sure that we were a good fit for each other, because coaching, it's not one-sided. It's 50-50. Every time I come in a session, my coach always asks me, where do I want to go with our session? Like, what do I want to talk about? Like at that session. For me, like I just share what's on my mind, what's bothering me, and my coach will help me with that. Will be there for me with that, and go through what needs to be gone through. Some sessions I just say, I'm quite open to what you have at the moment. There's not much really bothering me. Well, this and that, it's been bothering me, but we can talk about that another time. I just want to focus on what you have in mind. And that's okay. Get to know your coach, get to know that person. And if you feel that it's a right fit and you feel there's value in getting coaching, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it if there's like a specific goal that you want to work on, because that's what I did. And I'm still going through it. And yeah, I'm finding it really beneficial. I need someone who's behind my back, who's behind me, who's supporting me, because I can't get that from my family. Straight up, I can't get that from my family. I don't feel like I can trust them in that way, because all I get is just negativity, being judged, just discarded, And I need someone who's just there to support me emotionally, spiritually. I'm really grateful for my coach. He's a really good man, and I really appreciate him a lot, because I wouldn't be this person that I am now without him. Yeah, I think that's all for today. In my next video, I want to talk about what a therapist does and what it's like to get therapy. And we'll go from there. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate it. Your time is valuable. And I hope that my talks give you some benefit. And gives you just a small seed on just makes you think, That's the goal for me. And I hope it just helps you a little bit. So, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time, and see you next time.